Hey, what's up guys, DiplexHeated here again, welcome back to Star Wars Galaxy at War, and welcome to Rugosa. Now today we're doing a test battle. I'll be sure to explain what I mean by that later on, but first we're going to go through some of the smaller skirmishes part of the bigger picture, so to speak. We have a field battle where 120 clones will be battling 240 droids. Open terrain, no advantages for either side. We have a crash site defense where 20 clones will be defending against 40 droids. A convoy ambush where 30 clones will be defending against 60 droids. I think you can all see the pattern. And finally, a fort defense that will come into play in part 2. I'm excited to see how it goes. Alright, so I wanted to see if the clones could win in a situation where they are outnumbered 2-1. So what I've done is I've created 3 smaller situations within the greater battle, so to speak. We have an ambush where the clones are outnumbered 2-1. We have a field battle where the clones are outnumbered 2-1. And we have a more of a defensive battle. This is the only defensive one, apart from the fort back there, where also, of course, the clones are outnumbered 2-1. They're spread out. We're going to see how much, well, terrain and positioning works here, especially in favor of the clones, who will have to try and come out victorious, so to speak. A lot of people have been telling me, please give the droids more droids, so to speak, or the Confederates, really. More droids, more battle droids, more units, more tanks, because they had more. So, obviously, the clones would have to have better training, better survivability, better accuracy, firepower, and all that. I can't understand that a clone here, as some sort of human at least, or whatever you want to call them. Someone's going to get upset at me, but god damn it, they look like humans, so don't tell me something else. I'm not even sure if they'd call them humans in Star Wars since they were in a galaxy far, far away, but whatever. Let's not get into that. Obviously, I think this would function better than a droid, than a robot, programmed and with, I don't know, fucking, what if he gets a hardware or software error? We can get that too. We get diarrhea and shit. I mean, it's not good. I mean, that's not good on the battlefield, but our software is not gonna break down. In a way, we're kind of comparable to the battle droids. We can get mental breakdowns and stuff. That's just like them glitching out. We can get sick and ill. That's just like a hardware problem for the droids. So I guess biologically, there's not much of a difference, but at least we have the training. The clones are meant to be the most elite force. And damn, look at the win-to-loss ratio of the Republic against the Confederate, or the Trade Federation, or whatever you want to call it. It would be the Confederacy of the Independent Systems. During the Clone Wars, they won like 9 out of 10 battles, all due to the fact that the clones were a lot better, and not their numbers, because the droids, according to you guys, all the comments I see had way many more numbers. So, different scenarios. This one's going to be a field battle. I think the droids are going to come out victorious in this one, and I think they're also going to win this one, but I think with the right positioning, they can actually bring down most of the droids here. We also have some clones back here in the fort that's going to be trying to defend their final stand here. This is the clone mission to Rugosa, or on Rugosa, so to speak. Without further ado, sorry about that little rant. Not meant to be a rant, really, just hopefully somewhat informative to us what I think about Star Wars in this game. Let's see if it works. Let's see if the clones can win in a 2-1 situation. Let's see if the droids win, if it'll be whopping or if it'll be a close one. And if the developers have actually made the clones a better fighter. We'll find out. And the fight is on. Alright. Let's see how the clones here by the ambush site fare against the ambushing droids. Trying to regroup and get some better positions. Grenades are being thrown. Some of the clones have gotten out of the hell zone in there, which have caused a lot of casualties to the ambushed clones. And quite instantly, some are trying to run out there, but the droids have been pretty okay during the ambush itself. Let's look at the crashed LAAT and the advancing droids. Let's see how the clones fare. And remember, all these smaller battle scenarios are the same in terms of the advantage for the droids. On this LAAT site, we have about 20 clones, if I'm not too wrong. We had 20 clones. The attackers would be 40 droids in this case. And so far, the majority of them seem to have come out unscathed, currently just destroying and killing the remaining clones here. There are barely anyone alive. Not a single one survived. And if I'm going to be a little cheeky, not a single droid died to the 20 defending clones. That's That's disastrous. That's crazy. Couldn't expect that. Down here by the convoy, we've got... it's hard to tell, but we will be able to tell shortly. I am just sure about it. And down here, let's look at the ambush. Not the ambush, the field battle. Still a lot of clones alive. We had 120 clones down here versus 240 droids. And not even all of the droids have been committed to the fight yet. We have a lot of them back here who are now going to run in. I think they were kept as reserves. And this is a very grand field battle in a way, which is very cool to watch. And the clones are pulling back. So that ambush was over quite quickly. I thought it was going to last a little longer. But once again, we had 30 clones down by the destroyed all-terrain tactical enforcers, and we had 60 droids attacking. Look at them backpedaling, just walking back right now. Looks cool when they're doing it in a formation like that, but you're not going to be winning any battles or ground by backing up. Oh, look, it's like a 300 moment. The Persians came to the cliff and where they were pushed out by the Spartans. Some are even trying to make a stand a little bit further up, but many of them are hiding back there. I think they're realizing that they'll have to fight their way out, or ultimately die there. Some are trying to head up and make a difference, but not really. They're going to be able to mass some firepower though. But look at the droids. You're going to kill someone down there. Absolutely disastrous. Some clones have pulled back here to the mountainside. They too are going to just get picked off. A few lone clones here and there trying to find some cover. I think the attack on the fort has begun. It certainly has. So far, so good. 20 clones defending. Oh, look at that. 21. One has run in, probably from the ambush back here. The droids back here have returned to their original position. It's like they were coded to. So, a lot of comments... Oh, I've already gone through that about the diarrhea and whatnot, didn't I? I thought of it in my head again, like it made sense. You know, diarrhea and other stomach diseases and whatnot and illnesses have killed millions in wars for the last couple of hundred years. Millions. It's quite crazy. Sometimes it's not bullets and artillery that kill people. It's the sicknesses and illnesses and diseases that spread throughout trenches and camps and poorly fed and poorly hygiened soldiers. Very nasty stuff. Doubt that was a major problem during Star Wars, especially for the droids. Jeez, could imagine that. Yeah, there's a lot of clones like outside the fort that have kind of survived some of the attacks. Jeez. But the droids have like cleared it out. Look at that. They've killed every single one back here. There's not a single clone remaining. Let's look at the casualties. I'm going to go ahead and have the clone casualties in yellow and the droid casualties in red. And it's a slaughter back here. 2 to 1. It doesn't matter how good you are. It's like you cannot get out of it. But lots of droids down here too. Look at that. Well, it just might be that the droids are 240 instead of 120. Which in the end, even if the clones kill as many as they lose, there'd still be 120 droids running around. But they haven't done that. Look at the ambush site. So many droids killed as well. Almost as many as clones. So that's looking quite good, but that's never going to give them a victory in a 2 to 1 situation, realistically. Over here, not a single one. This baffles me. This makes me surprised. It is surprising to see. We have some clones moving out of the fort now, which is still being defended. And I think it's time we commit some forces. I'm going to go ahead and take quick command of the droids. And I'm going to go ahead and split them up in some squads of 10. And I'm going to send them up to fight the defending clones. We'll try and get them pretty close, and we'll bunch them up in some big squads. And then we will disband them as soon as they get up, so that they move freely. Here's one. We'll disband. We'll disband. Disband. And disband. So that's the right attack on the fort. We'll see if a defensive position can do the clones some good. We have a few stragglers outside the walls. I'm going to try and send them in. There's 2 of them. Is that going to make a difference? I don't know. Might as well. Have them try and stay inside the fort. There we go. Cool.